Hey friends, so today's practice is focused on reducing stress and relieving stress. So it's going to be a very slow, a very meditative practice with a lot of focus on getting in touch with the subtle feelings inside your body. So we're going to be moving very slow, we're going to be very gentle with ourselves. And all you need for this practice is your mat and an optional block or a book for a very supported pose. So you're only going to need the block once, and if you don't have a block, don't worry about it. We do have a modification. So I will see you all on the mat. We'll begin in crocodile pose, which is laying down on your stomach. If laying down on your stomach isn't available to you, I would encourage you to begin in shavasana, laying on your back. But moving into crocodile pose, coming to lay on your stomach, flat on your stomach, you bring your hands together, kind of where you're going to rest your head, arms out to the side in a little V. And you can rest your face on top of your hands if that's comfortable, or on the mat looking over to your left side. And then allow your legs to completely relax, maybe give them a little bit of a shake. Seal your lips, close your eyes, and start to breathe in and out through your nose. And as you lay here and begin to focus on your breath, I encourage you to allow yourself to settle down. Give yourself a few rounds of breath to let go of whatever it is you're thinking about. Let go of your day. And allow yourself to come down into a place of quiet and calm. I find it can take me a few breaths to really start to connect with myself. And as you're laying here, breathing in and out through your nose, start to connect with the ground. Start to connect with your mat. Notice the points of contact. Here in crocodile pose, we have a lot of points of contact with the mat, almost the most that you can have in any pose. So feel the palms of your hands, your knuckles, and your fingers. Really notice the texture of your mat. And feel your forearms and your elbows where they touch the ground. Just notice that sensation. Maybe you notice your face, the side of your head, if that's resting on the ground. Your stomach, your thighs, all the way down to the tops of your feet. Really feeling the way that the earth is supporting the full weight of your body. And on your next inhale, I want you to look for any points of tension in your body, maybe in your shoulders and your thighs. And on your exhale, I want you to let that go, really surrendering down into the floor. Allowing your breath to bring you deeper and deeper. Letting you sink down and melt completely into the ground. And then on your next inhale, bring your forehead to rest on the mat. So the center of your forehead is on the mat. Take a breath here, exhale, and then very slowly pick your head up, pressing your palms into the mat to support you. Bring your elbows in, so they're just a little bit under your shoulders and then just a hair forward. Legs can remain long and relaxed. Fingers are spread wide, palms pressing down into the earth. You want to pick your chin up so your gaze is forward, but not up toward the sky. So keep the neck pretty neutral here. Again, allow your eyes to be soft or closed. Breathing in and out through the nose. And here in Sphinx pose, I want you to notice how it feels in your back. So you may be feeling some resistance, some tension. If you feel a pinching in your lower back, walk your elbows forward a few inches to kind of allow just the bottoms of your rib cage to rest against the earth. This should put less pressure on your lower spine. So wherever you are in this pose, relax your shoulders, allow your chest to kind of sink down. Keep this really passive. And again, notice your points of contact with the mat. So feel your palms. Really push your palms down into the mat and notice the sensation of your hands against the floor. Your elbows as well. Maybe you sort of pull your elbows a little bit towards you to engage the muscles in your back. You're not actually moving them, but you're almost dragging against the mat to engage those muscles in your back and really feel the muscles in your back fire up. Can you feel the tension along the sides of your back, along your shoulder blades? Breathe into it and then exhale, relax. Let the pose be really passive. Feel the tops of your feet, maybe wiggle your legs a little bit to wake them up. Breathing. Allowing everything to be soft. Allowing gravity to do most of the work. And we're going to do a really big, really dynamic movement here. So bring the hands back in so the elbows are kind of under the shoulders. Curl toes under and push yourself back up onto your knees and all the way back into a child's pose. For child's pose, I want you to do what feels right for you. So maybe you bring your knees really wide, toes together, and sink back. But if that's hard on your hips, if it pinches or hurts, try bringing your knees together and try child's pose that way. And if you always do child's pose one way, maybe try the other way. Wherever you are, again here, let gravity do the work. So sink your whole body down into the mat. And find those points of resistance. Are there places in your body that feel tense as you sit in this posture? Does your lower back feel tense? Your middle back or your upper back? What about your arms or your shoulders? Take the time to get to know your body. Take the time to get to know the little signs that it's giving you. As you breathe, feel your belly expand. As you exhale, feel it contract. And then wherever you are, we're going to bring just a tiny bit of activity into this posture. So keeping your forehead resting on the floor, keeping everything else nice and surrendered, I want you to just pick up your elbows, pick up your arms. So palms are still pressing flat into the mat, fingertips are down, forehead is pressed into the mat, just the arms are lifted. Breathe here and just notice, how does that feel different? Does that feel good for you? Does that feel like nothing for you? Or does it engage something in your back or your shoulders? And try not to judge yourself. Try not to think, oh, this is right or this is wrong, or I should be stronger, or I should be this or that. Simply notice. And then on your next inhale, I want you to pick up your palms. So only your fingertips are resting lightly against the mat. And again, notice here, how does this feel? Are you able to have your fingertips resting lightly, or do you need to push them down hard into the mat? Try not to bring any judgment. Try only to notice. And then on the next inhale, lift the chin, lift the forehead, gaze forward if that's available to you. If that is a pinch or pain in your neck, simply lift your face but stare straight down toward the mat. Keep the neck nice and neutral. Everything is lifted here. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the belly in to support the spine here. Keep the eyes closed. And again, feel where you feel this. Do you feel it in your hips? Do you feel it in your back? Inhale. Then exhale, lower the face, the forehead back down to the mat. Exhale again, lower palms back down to the mat. And then inhale one more time. And exhale, lower your arms back down. So again, come into that place of complete surrender. Surrender your full weight into child's pose. And take a few breaths here to notice how you feel different after that little bit of activity. Giving yourself completely over to gravity. Do you feel the added heat? Do you feel a little bit of extra flexibility? Or do you feel nothing at all? No change? We're not looking for anything in particular, we're just looking, noticing, observing. And then on your next inhale, I want you to rise up and come into all fours. So make whatever adjustments you need. Hands can be under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. If you have tight wrists or problems in your wrists, I encourage you to do this next section up on fists to keep the wrist nice and neutral so you don't hurt yourself. Sitting here in all fours, once again, close your eyes. Squeeze the belly in, pull the belly in toward the spine, gently, you don't need to go crazy. And then send your mind to your points of contact with the mat. So really root down through your palms and feel how your knuckles are touching the mat. Push each knuckle down, maybe go finger by finger. Push your index finger, then your middle, ring, and then pinky. And feel how each of them is interacting with the mat. Notice these subtle little feelings that you can get from your body. Start to get to know each and every finger. And do the same thing with your knees and the tops of your feet. Maybe you tap your feet against the mat a little bit. Just becoming aware of the little signs your body can give you of what's going on. And then exhale all the air out. We'll move into cat-cow. Inhaling, drop the belly. Hips and head tip up toward the ceiling, really squeezing, contracting the muscles in your back and along your spine. And exhale, belly pulls in toward the spine as you push your spine up toward the ceiling, squeezing your seat, pushing your hips forward, chin to chest. Inhaling, belly drops, face to the sky, really pushing down into your palms and pulling your chest forward between your shoulders. And exhaling, belly in toward the spine. Spine goes up toward the ceiling, squeezing the seat. Taking a few more rounds here, matching your movement to your breath. Not judging yourself for how fast your breath is or how slow. But moving with intention. Paying attention to the way your muscles feel as you do this. Paying attention to the muscles along your spine, to the way your chest sinks down between your shoulders and then pulls up and through. Pressing the tops of your feet into the mat, squeezing the seat. Taking one more round. Allowing your breath to be loud and free. And then coming into a neutral spine. One more time, we'll sink back into child's pose, and I want you to take the same child's pose you took before. So knees wide or close together. Whatever you did before, return to the same child's pose. Take 2 rounds of breath to settle here. And then notice How do you feel different? Do you feel extra heat? Do you feel a little bit of extra flexibility in your spine? Although it may feel repetitive, this process of coming back into the same resting pose and noticing these subtle differences, becoming aware of the tiny changes that happen in your body, this will aid you throughout your yoga practice. Whether you're doing a fast vinyasa flow or something slow and meditative, these tiny, tiny micro changes in the body are what teach us to go deeper and to approach that unity of mind, body, and spirit. On your next inhale, come back up into all fours, then walk the palms forward a little bit on the mat, curl back toes under, and lift your knees just a little bit. You should feel the core engage here. And then push your belly back towards your thighs so your tummy is almost touching your thighs. And then from here, keeping your back in this extended position, straighten the legs, or as close to straight as you can comfortably get. We're coming into downward dog. This may be your very first downward dog of the day or your only downward dog of the day. So I encourage you to take nice big movements here. Be kind to yourself. You don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to get into a proper downward facing dog. What you need to do is respect your body, its limits, and its needs. So look for that first place of resistance in your hamstring and your calves. And then breathe into it. Notice how your palms and your knuckles pressing down into the mat. Notice how much more activated they are here than they were in all fours. Maybe send your awareness to your belly, to your tailbone, reaching up toward the sky. Feel the stretch in your glutes and in your hamstrings. Really sending your mind to the different parts of your body and just observing how they're feeling. One more inhale here. And on your exhale, bring your knees down and we're going to come to sit on top of our heels. If this is not available to you, you can sit in a cross-legged pose or whatever seated posture is comfortable for you. If you're sitting on your heels, bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Roll your shoulders back to bring yourself up nice, straight, and tall. Tuck your chin just a hair to keep the neck nice and neutral. Close your eyes and breathe here. After a nice active posture like downward facing dog, here in a passive posture you should be noticing lots of movement in your body, lots of heat, lots of energy flowing through you. Breathe into that energy. Allow yourself to enjoy it. Allow your breath to flow in evenly. Feel the way your breath fills you up. Feel your belly expand. And on an exhale, feel your belly contract. On your next inhale, open your eyes. We're going to come into a very gentle twist here. So I want you to keep that word in your mind as we move into this twist, keeping it nice and gentle. So we're going to look for the first point of resistance, the point where your myofascia, the top layer of your muscles in your body, starts to feel a stretch. And we're going to breathe into that place. So we're not going for a deep twist here. Sitting up nice and straight and tall, bring your right arm out and across to the left, outside of your left thigh. Left hand can come and support the low back, so come down to the base of the spine, or if you'd like, fingertips can touch the floor behind you. Either one, whatever feels more comfortable. Inhaling here, you're going to stretch up nice and tall toward the ceiling. And exhale, twist and gaze over your left shoulder. And again, find that first point where you feel the tension, where you feel the stretch. And pause there. Breathe into that stretch. And exhale, see if you can release just a nanometer further. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, 1 millimeter further. Keeping it nice and gentle, really respecting your body's boundaries, respecting your body's limits. And exhale, come back to center. Hands come back to the tops of thighs. Eyes closed. Take a moment to just sit in the unevenness that comes when you've only stretched one side. See if you can feel the difference between the two sides of your body. Then inhaling, open those eyes again. This time we'll take left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Right arm can come again to the base of the spine or to the floor behind you. Inhaling here, reach up straight and tall. Exhale, look over the right shoulder, gentle twist. Again, finding that first point of tension. Inhaling here, breathing into your muscles. Exhale, relax, twist a hair further. Inhaling, reach up toward the ceiling. Exhale, see if you can relax just one tiny bit more. And then inhale brings us back to center. Again, eyes closed. Can you feel now the balance on both sides of your body? We're going to come now to lay down on our backs. And I want you to grab, if you have one, your block or your book or whatever you're using. If you don't have a block, don't worry. I'm going to provide another option for you. But we're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So, coming down very gently to lay on your back. You're going to bring your heels kind of close to your seat, as close as you can comfortably get. You're going to take your block on the nice long flat side. Pick your hips up and slide your block so it's just under the kind of the base of your spine and your seat bones. It should feel really, really comfortable, really good. It shouldn't cause any sort of tension in your spine at all. If you don't have a block, keep your seat obviously on the earth. Bring your heels out wide to the edge of your mat and bring your knees together. So that should create the same sort of relaxed feeling in your pelvis and in your hips. So whether you're in supported bridge or with knock knees, bring your hands palms down on the belly to rest on the belly. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. I want you to send healing energy into your abdomen. Picture your hands, the warmth from your hands, sending positivity, sending love, sending healing energy into your intestines. If you have a female body, into your uterus. Allow the release to come. Allow yourself to surrender down completely. Notice if you have any tension in your shoulders, in your neck, in your jaw. Just allow yourself to be perfectly still. Perfectly calm. And if you're in supported bridge, very gently, root down, lift your seat up just a hair, slide that block out from under you. And then extend your legs long on the mat, coming into final Shavasana pose. Arms rest on the earth, palms face up toward the sky. Maybe tuck your chin to release your neck. If you have a blanket, you want to cover yourself with a blanket to stay nice and warm and cozy. I encourage you to do that. If you have a pillow or a bolster, you can place it under your knees to support your lower back. Do whatever you need to do to feel supported and comforted and loved in this final Shavasana. And then wherever you are, allow your breath to flow naturally. You don't have to make it long, slow, just allow it to be. Allow yourself simply to be here on your mat, supported by the earth beneath you. Surrendering into relaxation and tranquility. I encourage you to stay here in this womb of your own creation for as long as you need.